I am so glad to be joined by my audience, my new audience, and my colleagues over at the Carillon. I thank you for tuning in today for another episode, and I want to especially thank the Carillon Health Resort for organizing this webinar today. They are really a strong footprint in the health and wellness sector and of resort living. I've had the pleasure of working with the Carillon Health Resort, and where we've offered a broad spectrum of genetic testing and health advice and guidance and support to attempt to counteract the enemy, which sometimes is ourselves. These people, us, human beings, have the potential to ruin our own health. I just want to give a special thank you before we jump in to the Carillon again, and to advise everyone that we are supporting Feeding South Florida. We would appreciate you donating to Feeding South Florida. And as you could see on my slide, it gives you some information on how to pursue this. We appreciate your support, and we're all unified together as a single unit to really eradicate a lot of problems that occur today. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So DNA, what is DNA? Deoxyribonucleic acid, deemed a predator? It could be, but it is DNA, exactly what it is. It's deemed nature by association. So we are here today to learn how to strike a deal with ourselves. And you're trailing past of family traits, characteristics, habits, and the ultimate predisposition of disease. Life is a full circle, and it's up to us to make it or break it. The scientific facts are blood is definitely thicker than water, figuratively and literally. Our genes put us on a common ground and pathway with our family. Let's take eye color, for instance. Let's take hair color, for instance. Let's take familiar facial and body similarities, even personalities. Diseases are common and similar to our loved ones. Sometimes they're parallel, sometimes they're not. Most people reference the parents or grandparents in one degree or another. As we advance in our life, it's boldly obvious, how strange it may seem, that we have repeated or share health issues from our parents. Face it, you can allow it or you could change it. So that is what we are doing today. We're giving you a small overview of the DNA, the proteins, and the chromosomes, and the nuclear parallel lines to what we experience. We can head this off at the past and construct for DNA fate. We are all soft-wired for change, and we have innate ability to strengthen. The recognition that DNA carries the information, blueprint for all living organisms, and the mechanisms that translate the DNA code into the stuff of life, stands as one of the great discoveries in science, modern science today. From the simplest microorganisms to the giant trees and animals that inhabit this planet, it all relies on DNA for their existence. Using far fewer biological letters than the 26-letter English alphabet, DNA spells out the instructions for how our organisms live, reproduce, metabolize, mature, and eventually die. This is the code of life, the chromosomes that reside inside the cell nucleus. Almost all human cells have 23 pairs of chromosomes, one set from each parent, total 46. DNA sections called genes indirectly code for proteins, which give structure and function to human bodies. The choice of which genes operate in which cells determines the cell's type: brain, liver, skin, and all others. Reproduction and biochemistry in humans create special cells called gametes that contain but one set of 23 chromosomes. During fertilization, the father's DNA unites with that of the mother to create a new unique set of 46 chromosomes. This is how an ancestor's traits are passed down to offspring. One particular chromosome and a gamete determines the gender of offspring. This chromosome is called X and Y. I'm sure we're all very familiar with that when we were going through school in chemistry class. As a fertilized egg begins to divide, different genes control how cells differentiate from each other, creating the various human tissues, organs, and systems that we carry. DNA codes for all the cell proteins that make life possible. The cell transcribes DNA and RNA, which are then translated into proteins. These include the enzymes, hormones, and structural proteins that each cell needs to be nourished and to live. Complex biochemical feedback loops determine which DNA genes are expressed. Through cellular biochemical pathways, genes control the shape of your nose and the size of your ears, interestingly enough. If a gene is incorrectly coded, say due to mutation in the DNA molecule, you may suffer from a variety of birth defects, such as cleft palate or genetic diseases. There are several to describe. I don't really need to get into that right now. In any event, this is the case between life and death, or age prevention and longevity. DNA is essential for life, for the human cell, yet it can fragment, leading to self-degeneration. Science has not fully unraveled this mystery. Scientists do not know whether DNA is programmed to self-destruct, but 37 genes of non-chromosomal DNA reside in the human body. The cells are a power plant. This DNA codes for important RNA molecules. Now, to get away from the medical jargon, mutations of mitochondrial DNA can cause a lot of fatal situations. You can avoid, you can mitigate, and you can minimize the risk of disease or completely eradicate the potential for predisposed possibilities of ailing health. So this is how we start. Using the wheel of health, the most crucial and critical part is you. You are the center of your health. Your values, your goals, your priorities, your experiences help to determine the course of your life. Now, when we talk about cells, just to reflect back a little bit, we talk about cells that are damaged. Well, stress is the leading cause of cell damage. And it just manifests itself and compounds, unless it's reversed, into devastating outcomes. You're the most important consideration when it comes to planning for your health. The key element in all of this about you is being mindful and conscious about what you do, minute by minute. When you pay attention to the present moment, without judging in any way, you can experience many health benefits. By being more aware of what is happening within you, you can respond to changes in your life and health in a proactive and engaged way. Many people get caught up, but if you want to see a better outcome, then you really need to be more aware of your current situation. In the 7 dimensions of health is self-care. We have to take care of ourselves. We have to take care of ourselves with everything that we do. Self-care includes all the choices you make that affect your physical, mental, and spiritual well-being in terms of grounding. The following 7 dimensions of self-care, which I'm going to describe to you, are very important to your overall health. As you read each of these dimensions of areas in your health and how you can change your life in a better direction in the future. Number 1, movement, exercise, and rest. They're all correlated, but they're kind of polar opposite. Movement, flexibility, increase the performance of your body. Through healthy movement, get up in the morning and stretch. This starts circulation in your body. Create a plan that keeps you interested and motivated. It could be anything. That ideal fitness plan keeps you strong, flexible, and happy. We're not even talking about the chemical reaction in your body. We're talking about something that is satisfying to you and fulfilling, creative and intellectual, and stimulating. Getting good sleep and rest leaves you feeling balanced and restored. It also provides you for more energy throughout the day, which you're depleting. You're depleting with work, effort, and expending energy. Dimension 2, nutrition. Paying attention to what you eat and drink can nourish and strengthen your body and mind. Every particle, every ounce of food and any liquid that goes into your body, you'll react to. Your health plan will help you develop healthy eating habits. Structure something. You will learn to choose foods and supplement that sustain your health and fit your lifestyle. It's not all about going through the drive-thru at Wendy's or McDonald's. It's convenience, but in today's market, there is food that is delivered, there's food that is prepared, there's food that is healthy, every market that you'll ever go to. You will learn how to choose foods and supplements. You will also learn about regulating substances or minimizing substances, such as caffeine, alcohol, and nicotine. These are very strong toxins that destroy your cells. Dimension 3, which is very important, personal and professional development. To interact with people, an ongoing assessment of where you are with personal, career, or life goals can support healthy behavior and lifestyle choices. This is especially important in times of major life changes or milestones, which we all seem to be going through right now. Many of us are taking transitions. We have time to sit back and think and plan ahead. Take a deeper look at your work-life balance, financial goals, and areas of personal growth. Get on track. Number 4, your surroundings at work and at home can affect your physical, emotional, and spiritual health. Your overall health can be enhanced by improving the places where you spend the most time. This may include creating a space that enlivens each of the areas and senses of a special place for your mind and body practices. You may want to select and arrange furniture in a way that best supports your body and lifestyle. We all go through changes and evolving, and this has to do with our living environment. It also gives us a fresh look at things. Just to move a piece of furniture across the room, it's all about perspective. You may want to select and arrange furniture in a way that supports your body and lifestyle in any room of your house, or feng shui, colors. Addressing any concerns about toxins, safety, noise, and clutter in your environment can also improve your health. You could pare down, simplify, and streamline what you have in your surroundings and make it a cleaner environment. Dimension number 5, relationships and communications. Supportive relationships with your family, friends, coworkers, and colleagues are good for your health. Which of your relationships are based on open, respectful communication? Which relationships fuel you? which can drain you, which can chip away at your spirit. We're our worst enemies, and a lot of us don't know how to make a change. We don't know. A lot of people are very stuck in the mud. But honestly, evaluating your relationships, you can invest in your positive connections with others and minimize, you reevaluate your choices in those that do not serve you across the board in every respect. Dimension number 6, spirituality. Having a sense of purpose and meaning in your life benefits all aspects of your physical and emotional health. Get centered, get grounded, go within. This can be attained by religion, prayer, meditation, spiritual connections. These all have to do with your health and well-being. Exploring your current spiritual beliefs may help you find more ways to enhance your health and well-being that you've ever explored in your life. Let's move on to dimension number 7, mind-body connection. In strengthening the connection between the mind and body, you nourish every aspect of who you are. It's a yin and a yang. One doesn't work well without the other. It's all interrelated. If you're not well on top, then you're not well for the balance of who you are, your physical body. Mind-body skills such as breathing techniques are excellent. Meditation is excellent. There are other therapies, many other therapies, that can increase healing and reduce the harmful effects of stress. There are countless methods that people use. It has to do with budgets. It has to do with time. It has to do with exploration. And this will all lead to positive results. Next, we have dimension number 8, professional care. The many dimensions of the wheel of health are held within a ring of professional care. There are many approaches to medicine today. There are physicians on alternative medicine, holistic medicine, that includes conventional and complementary approaches to both prevention and intervention. There are scores of ways to approach your health care. Not one, but many. Prevention and intervention. That is the key to your success and your longevity. That is the key to your health and well-being. The goals of healthcare include overall health, planning, disease prevention, early detection, and when necessary, intervention. Early detection is screening, recognizing if something's a little odd or something is off, and just a lot of people just sweep it under the carpet, and then it comes back to haunt them because that never goes away. It is key that you explore issues that are just not right or not feeling right. Convention and complementary approaches are integrated medicine. It's a model that cares for people, a broad base of conventional and complementary evidence-based treatments and therapies. These therapies are described in more detail. If you want to reach me, I'll be glad to tell you. Let's revert back to mindful awareness. That's where I started. Mindful awareness is tuning in and tuning out everything around you that is distracting and puts you on automatic pilot. Many of us are on automatic pilot and we live a very robotic, routine life. It is worrying about the future or judging the past or analyzing possible meanings of what just happened or overthinking. Mindful awareness is the natural human capacity for awareness centered in the present moment. It means paying attention on purpose and without judgment. Inhabiting the present moment with curiosity, an open heart, and an open mind. Each person may find his or her own means of being mindful, and it may change over time as we evolve. As people practice mindful awareness, They change their brains. We are soft wired. Functional magnetic resonance imaging, MRI, studies show that when a person is mindfully aware, there is increased activity in the prefrontal cortex of the brain. This is the area of the brain associated with attention, concentration, and emotional awareness. So as one practices noticing what is happening right now, the ability to pay attention and stay oriented and clear to the present moment increases considerably. It's all measured in testing. The more one practices this way of accepting observation, the easier it becomes to take in more precise and detailed information. The neuroscience of behavioral change is the wiring of our brains relative to the experience of change. Our brains have evolved to attack the odds of survival in our favor. In general, sorry, I'm just noticing that I'm having some internet issues. In general, people have three very basic drives for survival. There we go. Good now. Be in control of your own individual destiny, crave stability and predictability. That is so key. To be uncertain and to be in a position of perplexed, flux is terrifying for people. It creates such fear. It stacks the odds of survival. In general, people have three very basic drives for survival. Be in control of your own destiny, crave stability and predictability, avoid pain, and hold tight to things that are not pleasurable. The only problem is that they are not reflective of reality. Our thoughts, bodies, and environments are constantly changing, which may have been true or accurate in another time, place, or situation is no longer exactly the same as it is in this current moment. Furthermore, as human beings, we cannot avoid all experiences of pain or suffering, nor can we guarantee pleasurable outcomes for all of our actions and indiscretions. So, in essence, you have the ability to make the change, and it's up to you to live a very happy, robust, vivacious, inspiring, and very active, healthy life. And I thank you for this. I'm open for questions. If I do not have any questions, then we are going to offer a promotion for seeing me twice for coaching. I'm going to do an assessment and a coaching session for the price of an assessment. And I will be with you for about 2.5 hours. And we could work on your individual needs. And I have my my email and my phone number available in case you want to review anything that I've mentioned. I'm available to answer any questions at any given time. And I look forward to having you reach out to me. We'll take a minute just to see if anybody has any questions. Hi. Hello?